Welcome to Smart Remarks, where low prices are no match for lower paychecks. So Walmart was in the news a few weeks ago after a leaked email from company executives indicated that sales were terrible. Where are all the customers? One executive asked, describing the beginning of February as a total disaster and the worst in 7 years. Walmart's CEO was quick to step up to the plate and say, no, this is all the fault of government, see? Government which restored the payroll tax reduction, government which delayed the start of income tax refunds from January 17th to January 31st. And the thing is, there's something to this argument, especially the bit about the payroll tax. Unless you got a big raise this year, you probably saw your take-home pay drop. The average American family lost $80 to the restoration of the payroll tax. And this was the problem with the payroll tax cut all along. At some point, it was going to have to be restored, and it was going to take a bite out of people's paychecks. And of course, if you're bringing home less money, you're probably going to spend less money at a place like Walmart. And see, here's what conservatives don't get about austerity. Austerity means that people have less money, and if people have less money, they're not going to be able to spend as much money at retailers like Walmart. But not only that, this is going to impact tax revenues. If retailers like Walmart aren't selling as much stuff, then state and local governments which benefit from these sales tax revenues are going to suffer as well. And if stores like Walmart are doing so poorly, perhaps they're going to have to close stores or lay off employees, worsening the unemployment problem. So here's the thing. We talk a lot about austerity in this country, but you'll notice we don't really use the term. We talk about the need to cut spending. We need to get the budget under control. And to a certain extent, I support that. But at the same time, we seem to have this idea that cutting spending is going to produce prosperity. Now, it might free up some money that would otherwise be used on interest payments. It might lead to a lower tax burden down the line. But austerity equals prosperity. If you've been watching what goes on in Greece, what's going on in Great Britain, and places like Italy, you'll know that austerity actually breeds recession. And it only makes sense. You know, conservatives want to cut spending, social spending in particular, because the moochers and breeders are lazy and it's an outrage. But when people have less money to spend, the companies that rely on that spending are going to suffer, and that ripples all the way through the economy. Now, you might argue that, yes, austerity will hurt, but in the long run, it gives the economy a better chance to find sustainable footing. No pain, no gain. There may be something to that argument, but see, that's not the argument I hear conservatives using. I see them saying that austerity is not going to produce pain, or if it does, it's only going to be for those people. Wrong. Austerity will produce economic pain across the board. As Walmart has found out, it means lower sales, lower profits. It cycles its way through the economy and cycles its way to you. So we may indeed need to cut spending in this country. I'd argue for a big cut in defense spending, but even that's going to hurt. So let's not kid ourselves. Austerity or fiscal responsibility or whatever it is we want to call it may be necessary, but it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt them. It's going to hurt me, and ultimately, it's going to hurt you.